SuperMarvelSpider-Man. Today we're back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Ferrari 12Cilindri, DAYTONA, or DAYTONA. We talked about, on my main channel, I talked about the Amalfi, we talked about the 296 and the Special, we talked about the new Tesla Rossa, but now, we have not talked about a car just yet, and that is the DAYTONA. Let's talk about it. In a full of hybrid powered supercars, Ferrari dared to unveil a coupe and a spider version that boosted its massively V12 under the hood, and it bragged about it. The Italian automaker always had its way of doing cars. While some vehicles were produced by following the market's trend and others were designed for purists, the car maker's history is full of such examples. Like the 12Cilindri is another fine example, and it's so fantastic. It was actually, the design is just inspired by its legendary Grand Touring models from Maranello from the 1950s and the 60s. From the 1950s and the 60s. While the technology it provided was paired with the latest models of the 2020s, but in 2024, the Calavina Rapante, the Prancing Horse brand, introduced a new vehicle targeted for those that still enjoyed the sound and feel of a naturally aspirated engine. You cannot have electrification when you have this lovely aspirated sound, but that heavily comes with packs of batteries. The car was placed the 812 Superfast in the lineup. At the front, the 12Cilindri resembles the legendary famous 365 Daytona with fixed headlights, not pop-ups. But furthermore, underneath, Ferrari installed these new curved LED daytime running lights that resemble the chrome metallic bumpers of that model. On the lower side of the bumper, the automaker installed a border rectangular air intake flanked by a pair of massive air scoops, while at the bottom is a slit carbon fiber lip spoiler. You can see right there. The 12Cilindri, the DAYTONA, reveals a classic design for the Maranello automaker. The car's long hood was just adored, but it just resembles every shape of other Grand Touring, Gran Turismo cars made by Ferrari. You can see, just make the car sporty character. Just go. You go top off with the Gucci. We have the fancy horse with the Ferrari badge. Just look how amazing that is. So, the DAYTONA, a 6.5 litre 12 power plant was developed with some help from the Scuderia Ferrari F1 team. The DAYTONA. But what do you guys think of the DAYTONA? Next, it's time to talk about the Spider. And every time when Ferrari introduce a new model, they always come out with a Spider on time. Ferrari introduced the 2024 12Cilindri Spider at the same time as the coupe sibling of this, creating a perfect duo of massively aspirated supercars that replaced the 812 Superfast in the lineup. The Maranello automaker didn't earn its reputation just because it followed the rules and trends. It gained its aura thanks to its customers' entertaining thinking and the high-performance models created even during challenging economic times. Ferrari knew his customers well and understood their passion for NASCAR as V12. As a result, it made the 12Cilindri, standing for 12 cylinders. In the lineup, Ferrari always think of a coupe and a roadster, but being traditionally in the Ferrari tradition, Spider. Surprisingly, it had the technology to create a mid-hybrid vehicle. The automaker denied all the ramifications and launched the eyes only field supercar. Didn't really see this. Just like, look at the front face, it just resembles the open top Grand Tours, like back in the 50s and the 60s. Can really see, but obviously the design language, when you look at it, when I first looked at this the first time, it's just, look, the Daytona's back, the modern Daytona's back, the Daytona's back, but look, design is just, it's just resembling every Scuderia Ferrari racing cars from back in the day. But yeah, just got some help by Scuderia. But let's talk about, we're not just going to talk about just cars, we're just going to talk about Ferrari and Grand Tours. Since 1947, Ferrari has been just showing that aura and passion to racing. That first car was the 125S. I'm not sure every car. Do you know what every car reminds me of? So we're gonna look at every Ferrari Grand Tour. The G112. G112. That was the car back in the 50s. Very, very legendary. And then we have this 365, which I mentioned that, which is actually the Daytona. Look at that Daytona. Look at the Daytona. Very perfect. The Daytona is just, and of course we have everything. And you can't mention the Ferrari 400 slash 412. And then we have the Ferrari 456 GT. You can't forget the 550 Maranello. Like, you can't forget. And the 612 Scaglionetti, the 599. Well, let's talk about some every Grand Tours. The Scaglionetti was introduced in 2004 to be a replacement for the 456 MAN. A new Grand Tour from the famous Italian van. It was also faster and lighter than its predecessor. It was meant to pay tribute to a special coach builder for Maranello Scaglionetti. It built models for Ferrari, such as the 250 GTO, 375 Medica, and 365 GTB Flash 4 Daytona, or the 7250 on the race car. It's all just a homage to a small manufacturer. Then we've got the 599. It wasn't just a Grand Tour, the 599. The it was more as a supercar, that 599. You know, every car that was produced in Maranello always had its own passion, so lovely. And that Ferrari horse never made things differently. And if you want to make a V12 Grand Tour, you have to have the passion. And this lovely car made by Pininfarina, just to show that I miss Pininfarina design cars. Then, going to the next passion, that was the F12 Elenetta. And it continued the long line age of high performing V12 Grand Tours. That's Ferrari's tradition. That's just long passion of it. It's just long passion. Just remember that all these famous Ferraris were sporting that Calovino Rampante badge. But you can't forget, when you're making a Grand Tour of Ferrari, you just need to have a V12. And that F12 Velenetta was the most powerful one. And the F12 was the last car designed by Pininfarina before Ferrari making their own design house. The F12 was beautiful. I'll never forget how beautiful the F12 was. I really loved the F12. That F12 was really my style, and it was really that perfect Ferrari. It was really that style. As everyone would say, everyone is a Ferrari fan. But passion. I can really see that. Next, it came with the 812 super fast. That passion came on. The 812 wasn't just another front engine Ballanetta. It was the most powerful and fastest road-going Ferrari. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye. This